very, very neon, very indigo, which is something very different than what we've ever done in Mardi Gras before. Again, on this slope, we have flame effects that shoot up really high over everyone's head. And then, of course, our last new float for this year is kind of a rethinking of New Orleans and what they celebrate in New Orleans. Keeping some of the traditional things that we love, like the two-story. One of my favorite features are these backlit musicians. Has anyone seen the New Orleans band in the food court yet? They're amazing. We bring all those bands straight from New Orleans. So all those bands are local New Orleans bands that maybe don't have the popularity of some of the bigger bands. And we have a lineup of like 30-some bands that are coming to play for us in the food court.
The special offerings that we have are nice andouille sausage on kind of a French quarter, like a French bread, grill with some peppers and onions on it, or straight away. Of course, jambalaya, gumbo, beignets, king cake. That's some of the main traditional items that we focused on, and we have that in a number of different locations around the Mardi Gras area.
Really, it's our inspiration, and inspiration comes from anywhere, you know, from what we've done as people, you know, from what we see and read about. Our inspirations come from many different places. We travel to New Orleans every year because we work very closely with Blaine Kearns artist that produces the actual Mardi Gras in New Orleans, and we get to travel to New Orleans and go into their dens and see just what they have, and that inspires us too. Maybe they'll have these, like they had existing, these large skeletons with the sugar skulls for Day of the Dead. That inspired us to do the Day of the Dead float, kind of recreate what they already had existing. You know, and Mardi Gras is one that we get to start from, you know, the bare bones of the chassis and get to use the creativity that we have to build up these spectacular, enormous floats.